Hey there, Jim Johnson for AccentHelp.com, and I want to talk about the ash sound, as in trap or bath, and the shift that will tend to happen for almost all English as a second language accents. All right, so if we look at this vowel quadrilateral, so this is the layout of the vowels and where they are in the mouth. This is the front, the back, the top, the bottom of the mouth. So in theory, this is where those sounds happen, and I'm talking about the ash, which is this lower front vowel, very commonly written sort of as that. If I want to get more technical, it's actually this A and then this lowercase e right attached to it, but it's a heck of a lot faster to just write it that way. So I'm meaning that symbol precisely down here. All right, so this ash sound, as in trap and bath, this doesn't exist in most languages. So it's oftentimes very challenging for an ESL speaker, English as a second language speaker, to figure out the ah sound, trap, bath. So in their attempt to do it, they oftentimes do something else. What they do oftentimes have access to is a vowel just above it, which is the epsilon. So a lot of people, instead of saying trap in their accent, they may say trep, bet. Yeah? So cat becomes ket, ket, almost a ket, epsilon, dress, that sound. That may be one of the shifts that happens. Another shift that may happen is that they may move to more of an ah sound, and that may either be a very forward ah or a little bit further back in the mouth. So it might move to that more forward one, which is this sort of, it looks like a typed A, something a typewriter or a computer, the way that it might be in some fonts. Or it may look like what's commonly called a script A, where you're writing this A, and that's the ah sound like father. I like to think of this one as being very similar, the ah sound like father, but it's a little bit further forward in the mouth. It's commonly, I like to think of it as the Boston pakikar and habadyad, that much more forward sound. So oftentimes, a word like trap may either go towards this epsilon, trip, or they may go to trap, or tra, pakika, trap, this trap, this trip, this trop, trop, trap, trip. But the challenge is to try to say trap, which again doesn't occur in so many languages, so they're looking for something else to go to. We've also got another complexity in that depending on what kind of English they're learning, which through much of the world is going to tend to be British English, they may have learned through RP Standard British, they may have learned a distinction between the ah sound in the word trap and the ah sound for Americans, but in British being more the ah or the ah as of bath, bath, ask, answer, grass, whereas Americans would say bath, ask, answer, grass. So an ESL speaker may make a distinction and say cat and trap as ket, trep. But then when you get to bath and ask, it becoming bath, ask, or bath, ask. Some of that, which A it is, may depend on the placement. Is it more at the back or is it a little bit further forward in that accent? So, because of the challenge of that sound, most ESL speakers will shift the vowel to one of these guys. Most ESL accents. There you go. For more info on accents, check out accenthelp.com.